Alfred Helmut Naujocks was born on September 20, 1911, in Kiel, in Prussia, in the German Empire, and attended the University of Kiel, where he studied engineering. In 1931, after not finishing an apprenticeship as a precision mechanic, he joined the SS. As a well-known amateur boxer, he was frequently in street brawls with the communists. He then signed on as a low-ranking driver for their Sicherheitsdienst D Regional Command East, in Berlin in 1934, and was quickly entrusted with special assignments like taking part in hits on the regime's enemies. He led an undercover attack on an anti-Nazi radio station in the Czech village of Slapy, on January 23, 1935. A Black Front activist named Rudolf Möbert was killed in the incident. Naujocks confessed to the murder in 1944, while in American custody. By autumn 1937, Naujocks had been promoted to captain, and by the next year, had been promoted again to major. On August 10, 1939, Reinhard Heydrich informed Naujocks of his mission to lead a small group of German operatives to seize the Gleiwitz radio station. 3 weeks later, on the night of August 31, Naujocks led the attack on the German radio station at Gleiwitz, one of 21 similar staged attacks that the German government quickly blamed on the Poles. Once inside the radio station, a short anti-German message in Polish was broadcast, and shots were fired in the studio and a corpse left on the floor near the microphone. This attack provided Hitler's justification to the Reichstag regarding the decision to invade Poland, starting World War II. Later, on November 9, 1939, Naujocks was one of the participants in the Venlo incident, which saw the capture of 2 British SIS agents in the Netherlands, Captain Sigismund Payne Best, and Major Richard Henry Stevens. For this, he was personally awarded the Iron Cross by Adolf Hitler. In early 1940, Naujocks was put in charge of the counterfeiting unit of the SD, charged with forging British banknotes under Operation Andreas. By late 1940, Naujocks had been removed from his position after he fell out of favor with Reinhard Heydrich. In 1941, he was completely dismissed from the SD after disputing one of Heydrich's orders. He was demoted and had to serve in the Waffen-SS on the Eastern Front. In 1943, due to ill health, he was sent to their Western Front, where he served as an economic administrator the following year for German troops in Belgium, and was involved in the deaths of several Belgian underground and Danish resistance members. After his promotion to first lieutenant, he participated in sabotage and terrorist actions against the Danish population from December 1943 until autumn 1944, as the leader of the Peter Group, including the murder of Lutheran pastor Kaj Munk. In November 1944, he handed himself into American forces, who placed him in detention as a possible war criminal. After the war, he wasn't considered high-ranking enough to stand trial, but was called as a witness at the Nuremberg trials. At the trials, he testified the attack against the Gleiwitz radio tower was under orders from Heinrich Müller, the head of Gestapo, and his superior, Reinhard Heydrich. In 1947, Naujocks was extradited to Denmark to stand trial. He was found guilty of his role in the murders of Danish resistance fighters and sentenced to 15 years in prison. In 1950, his sentence was reduced to 4 years, and he was immediately released. After his release, Naujocks worked as a businessman in Hamburg, in West Germany, where he later sold his story to the media as the man who started the war. He was alleged to have been involved in running Odessa, an organization that helped former SS members, together with Otto Skorzeny, who handled contracts with the Spanish government, supplying passports and arranging for funds. Naujocks and his associates handled former Nazi war criminals going to Latin America, being responsible for their travel and protection there. He died of a heart attack in Hamburg, West Germany, on April 4, 1966, aged 54.